So then, mother fell asleep, mother fell asleep telling him a story. He said, "Don't worry about it anymore, about tucking me into bed anymore." Even though there's a lump in his throat, and I'm sure he feels sad about it. Luke turned his face to the wall until she left. So, chapter 8 now for your summary. On one cool rainy morning, so there's your setting. Everybody left in a rush. Mother hurried back and handed Luke some chips or cracklings, pears, and some biscuits from the other night. She muttered, "So you don't get hungry." So for the first time in 6 months, he could step out into the kitchen and not worry about being seen. So 6 whole months being up in the attic. He could clean the kitchen, surprise Mother. He could do anything. He put his right out tentatively, not quite daring to put his full weight on it. The floor squeaked. He froze. Nothing happened, but he retreated anyway. He was disgusted with himself. He could taste it. So he's thinking, "I'm a coward. I'm a chicken. I deserve to be locked away in the attic forever." And then he said, "No, I'm cautious and I'm making a plan." He climbed and stood on the top to look out the vent, and he could see the big car family, which this is what he's naming them. The big car family had 4 expensive cars sitting in the driveway. The Gold family had all hair color of sunshine. The big Bird Brain family had birdhouses along their back fence, and then you have the Sports family who had 2 teenage boys who lived there, and they have soccer balls, basketballs, whatever. So that's why he calls them, depending on what he sees. He noticed that before, all of the houses were empty by 9 in the morning, so today he just had to make sure that nobody was staying home sick. So he goes through and counts that the Gold family left first, the Sports family was next. Luke counted each person, keeping track so carefully that he made scratches on the wall, and counted them twice again. So he's counting everyone. So he decided with his plan, first he's going to clean up the kitchen, then he'd make some bread for supper. He's so excited, Mother will be so pleased. Let's see. He'd never considered housework or cooking particularly thrilling, but it was better than doing nothing. Maybe if it worked, he could convince Dad to allow him to help out in the barn. Luke was so excited. He stepped into the kitchen without a second thought. He decided he was going to turn on the radio very softly so nobody would hear, and he just thought, well, maybe they'll figure out that the family forgot to turn it off, just like they forgot to raise the shades. He had bread in the oven. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He heard something, so Luke sprinted for the stairs, hoping whatever it was would just go away. No luck. He heard the side door creaking open, and then Dad exclaiming, "What the?" He was back early. That shouldn't matter, is what he thought. His dad yells at him. He responds with, "I was just trying to help. I was safe. You left the shades down, so I thought it was okay, and I made sure everyone was gone from the neighborhood." Can't be sure, he snapped. People like that get deliveries all the time. They get sick and come home from work. They have maids during the day. So then Dad goes on to ask him, what if a government inspector had stopped by? I would have hidden. And then what about the smell of the bread in an empty house? You don't understand. Dad gave Luke a dirty look and stalked over to the oven. He flipped off the radio. "I don't want you in the kitchen again. You stay hidden, and that's an order." So he kept hearing those words echo in his ears. He climbed back up the perch and back onto the vents to look to the quiet neighborhood. Nothing moved, not even the flag on the Gold family's flagpole or the spokes on the Bird Brain family's fake windmill. And then, out of the corner of his eye, Luke caught a glimpse of something behind one of the windows on the Sport family's house. A face, a child's face, in a house where 2 boys already lived. So that's the end of chapter 8. So in your lovely summary, make sure you fill out 6, 7, 8, and then answer the question, what's your prediction? So after reading that, your best bet is just to make a prediction to the end of this. So what do we think is what he saw? Was it really a child? Is he hallucinating? That's the question, or the prediction.